Good morning, Beepsters. I can say with certainty that the bottom bunk is definitely more comfortable than the top bunk. I mean, we slept, but it was bumpy and my back is very sore. How about yours, Beep?
Yeah, same.
So we're almost in Beijing and then we have a full day. Are you ready, Beep? No? I'm not really either. But this is our last stop in China, so we gotta make the most of it. So we are now in Beijing, and there are a bunch of important buildings surrounding us in this giant square. That is the monument to the people's hero, the mausoleum. That's where Chairman Mao is buried. Over there, the National Museum, which was built 10 years after the foundation of New China. Over there is the Great Hall of the People, where the representatives from all the provinces meet. And then the highlight of the square is the entrance to Tiananmen Square, which many people in the West have heard of because of the protests of Tiananmen Square.
I've never seen so many people in one spot before. There's so many people here.
Behind me is Tiananmen Gate. You can see Chairman Mao right in the center. One side says the People's Republic of China forever, and then the other side says the Union of the World People forever. So it's bringing the world to China.
We are standing in the Forbidden City. Behind us is the south gate to the palace. And I'm standing on the Royal Road right now, which could only be used by the Emperor and the Empress, but just on her wedding day. The east gate was used by the officials. The east belongs to wood, and the officials use bamboo to write. The west gate belongs to the generals, because west belongs to metal.
And they use iron for their weapons. The whole city was built in the style of feng shui because the Chinese believe that everything comes from the earth, and therefore you need to respect and represent that.
Behind us is the biggest building in the Forbidden City. It is the Hall of Supreme Harmony. Many of the most important things happen. So when they would swear in a new emperor, during the New Year's, on the birthday of the emperor, and then finally for weddings. This is where it would happen.
They also chose white marble for the steps below it so that it looked like it was a palace on the clouds.
So this is the garden in the middle of the city. We got the special rocks behind us that are all naturally formed at the bottom of lakes. Even though it's inside of the city, this is where the women who are very kind of imprisoned would be able to escape.
We made our way through the Forbidden City. It was very interesting. We learned a lot of history and a lot of cool stories.
Next up, we're going up to Jinjiang Park, which is actually just right over there. And the pagoda on top is still the highest point.
The emperor used to go up there to get a bird's eye view of the city. And we're going to do that next.
That's where we're going. All right, we're doing another hike.
We love to hike on this trip. So now we're going to get a view of the top, the bird's eye view.
And I think we're already almost there. It's the biggest and tallest and best pagoda.
So this is a pretty spectacular view of Beijing. You can see right behind us the Forbidden City, which we just walked through.
It's crazy though, just looking out, just seeing how polluted the city is. And like even on a clear day, like today is a clear day and the sun is shining, it still looks like there's just clouds and clouds and clouds covering it, just because the air is so thick. All of that walking around the Forbidden City, we've built up an appetite. So we are going to have some typical Beijing food. Apparently Beijing has the best dumplings in all of China. Okay, let's try Beijing's finest dumplings. Ready?
Ready.
It's so tender. It's so good.
You can tell it's very fresh. The vegetables are just cooked, prepared for us. It's not mushy. You can actually taste the meat. We are now at the peak of the Beijing Old Observatory. This location is very famous and it's very important because it shows how East meets West in Beijing, how the two cultures converge. The style of the observatory is a bit more Western, but then you see all these beautiful instruments and statues above, and they're definitely a combination of East and Western style.
And the reason there's a nice view is because you can't actually build taller than this. It's a protected area inside the second ring around Beijing. So yeah, you do get a nice view even though we're only like on the second floor of the building.
We are now in the Temple of Heaven. We made it to the top, and right over there is the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest.
This is the symbol and icon of Beijing. A lot of local merchants will put this symbol on their products to indicate that they are producing goods made for Beijing people.
Inside there is a stone tablet that is
14th century iPad.
essentially, and it's named for the Jade Emperor. One of our favorite things to do when we're in a new city is to take the subway. So we decided we're going to take the Beijing Subway to the Summer Palace, and then we're going to go to the Olympic Stadium. Because we have to see where Tom Daley dove for the first time in the Olympics.
We
right?
have to. It's like a rite of passage.
All right, you ready to go, Beep?
Yes. So this map shows you how much you have to pay to get to different areas in the subway. All of these trips are less than $1.
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
We have made our way to the Summer Palace.
Oh, I like the shade drop. The Forbidden City is known as the Winter Palace for the Emperor, but they also built a Summer Palace, which was near the water, which is where they would go during the nice season. So we're gonna go explore that right now.
Colorful things here on the water.
Oh, those are so cute.
So cute.
They're really pretty. So after the temple, we rounded the corner and ended up over here. This is the Tower of Buddhist Incense. We haven't been inside yet, but I wonder if it smells good. Let's go.
You're keeping me on. Yeah, I'm strapped in.
I think the Summer Palace might be my favorite stop in Beijing so far. It's so peaceful up here, and there's also this nice cool breeze. And then look at this view.
My head is spinning. I see you rapping about.
So we read about this guy over here. This is the stone boat.
Oh, what's that?
It's a boat made of stone. So as many of you may already know, I've always been a big fan of the Olympics. I remember all the way back to 1996 in Atlanta, and I've always followed them very closely. So back in 2008, they hosted the Summer Olympics in Beijing, which happened to be the first Olympics that our part-time lover, Tom Daley, competed in. So we had to come to the Olympic Stadium before we left Beijing.
The sun is setting, it's really pretty. I'm excited to be here.
Time flies by so fast. Still I'm thinking of you.
Look what is right in front of us.
I see it.
It is the Bird's Nest, also known as the Beijing Olympic Stadium. And it's right here. It's so cool. It's such a cool structure. Oh my God, I can't believe we're here right now.
Behind us is the National Aquatic Center, colloquially known as the Water Cube. And that is where Tom dove in the Olympics. Oh my God, so cool.
Cause in my mind we're smiling on the dance floor. Late night skinny dipping like we're on our own ride. Got the words though, cause we're
Beep, does that lady look familiar? Who does she look like?
Granny from Looney Tunes.
That's Tweety's granny, right?
Yeah.
Why'd they steal her? So it has been a long day. We've done a lot of stuff in Beijing, and we're finally arriving at our hotel, or at least we think this is our hotel. We'll find out soon enough. So that first stop was not right, neither was the next 3 that we made, but we finally figured it out, and I'm pretty sure we're in the right hotel now. We just gotta check in, so let's make sure. It's our last breakfast in China. How do you feel about that? We've had so many breakfasts here. More breakfast than we've had in New York in like 6 months.
We don't have breakfast in New York.
No.
I think we're doing the Great Wall of China. We're ending the trip with a bang.
We have arrived at one of the many spots to enter the Great Wall. We are going to be taking a ski lift up the mountain.
We decided to do that instead of the cable car because we've already done a cable car and I like almost panicked on it, and the ski lift is a little bit lower, so I'll be a little bit more secure hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take a toboggan down, which
That's
you can
gonna
see right here. That's gonna be fun.
Wow, it looks like a ride.
The Great Wall was built initially during the Qin dynasty, which was over 2,000 years ago. And then over the centuries, during different dynasties, they added to it. But the length of it is what? 6,700 kilometers. Which is basically the distance from New York to Denver.
Beep, all the people are going this way.
Yeah, but we're going this way.
There's no one here.
It's even better.
Road less traveled.
Beep, now that we're here, my heart's starting to beat.
Yeah? Oh look, it's starting to go. Oh my god, how is this okay with you?
It's not. I think the only reason why I'm okay with it is because I did it a lot when I was younger and used to go skiing. This is pretty scary.
There's no wall.
I know. Oh gosh. I think I might regret our decision. Oh gosh. Alright, enough.
We're here? I can't believe we're actually here.
I can't believe it either. So what do you think of the Great Wall so far, BP?
It is great. What a great wall. It actually is just really incredible and impressive. This just goes on for thousands of kilometers. Like, what?
Think of how many people it took and how many years it took to build this thing.
Yeah.
Just like unfathomable. Our country is younger than how long it took to make this wall.
Yeah. Okay, at first I thought this was a wall behind me because it's just so steep, but it's actually just steps. Look at that.
Whew. No one told us this was gonna be exercise. I didn't sign up for this.
Tobogganing is so simple. You ready for this?
I think so. Are you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. That was so fun.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And we never spring for those photos at the end of rides, but we did this time.
Because this one's actually really good.
Really good photo.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's us right there. We did that. But it was awesome whipping around those curves. Oh, loved it.
It was very good.
Good experience. Highly recommend.
Very good.
Very good.
So we completed our time at the Great Wall of China, and now we are on the Sacred Road, which leads us to the Ming tombs.
The Sacred Road is supposed to lead the spirit from the Forbidden City all the way to Ming's tomb. They actually carried his coffin all the way from the Forbidden City. I don't know how far it is, but it took us a couple hours to drive here.
Yeah,
so
that's quite the hike.
That's a long time to carry a body.
But these are the generals that line the Sacred Road on the way to the tomb.
We are back at our hotel room after another adventure-filled day, and we are now going to say goodbye to you all.
We've had a fantastic time. We hope you have enjoyed all of our vlogs. It's been the trip of a lifetime. We're so happy to do it. If any of you are ever interested in traveling to China, you guys should check out the tour that we did, Odyssey Tours. Excellent, really knowledgeable tour guides. All the hotels we stayed in were really, really good.
So we'll link to that in the description for anybody who is interested. I'm Beep.
I'm Beep.
We are two Beeps.
Peacing out.
Beeps out.
Beeps out in China.